South Africans come together to unite behind the DA's mission to rescue South Africa.
Leslie, one of the biggest problems we have in our country is poverty. Millions of South Africans go home, have no food to eat at the end of the day. We also know that many students are not getting a quality education in our schools. Right now we're joined by the DA's, Bakolile Notata, the DA Shadow Minister of Basic Education, as well as Mam Bridget Masangu, the DA Shadow Minister of Social Development.
Mam Bridget, Bax, welcome. It's so good to have you here. Mam B, I'll start with you. How are you feeling today?
This is an amazing feeling. I cannot describe this awe-inspiring moment where all South Africans from all walks of life are coming here to make history as we prepare to rescue South Africa.
Bax, how are you feeling today?
Look, this is exciting, it's electrifying, and it's so good. It's such a good feeling to see that there's seeds of change. Many South Africans are literally standing up to rescue our country, and they came out in their droves and in their numbers to say that we believe in your plan, we believe in you saving South Africa. So it's actually exciting to be here. So I'm looking forward to the event and everything that we're going to deliver our offer to South Africans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mambi, we always hear that the Department of Social Development is failing millions of South Africans when it comes to social grants. Can you tell us what is the problem exactly?
The Department of Social Development, through its entity SASSA, they have made it their business to make sure that people do not get their grants, people drive or get transport and travel long distances to get the meager grants that they are getting, only to be told that there are no grants, you must come back the next day and the next day and the next day. We are having people who are old, people with disabilities, children who go without their grants because SASSA or the Department of Social Development is not working for the people of this country. And this is why the Democratic Alliance is coming with a social development policy that will ensure that people get their grants on time, that will ensure that the older persons are being looked after, that will ensure that the children get their grants until they are in matric, because that is what people, the cost of living is so high that people cannot afford to live without their grants. So this is why we have the social development policy of the DA to rescue South Africans that are poor and vulnerable from the clutches of the oppression they are experiencing under the ANC government.
Back to you, just this past week, you delivered a superb speech in Parliament. Please make sure you go and have a look at that speech. You spoke about the education system. Can you reflect on that a little bit?
Look, we live in a country where we've got a government that is delusioned, that's out of touch with reality and what is happening in South Africa. So it's very, very important for us to understand that South Africans, a lot of children still die in pit toilets. There are dilapidated mud and asbestos schools in South Africa, and you find that a lot of children can't read for meaning in any language. 81% of them, there's a stranglehold by unions that are holding on teacher appointments, appointing teachers that can't pass subjects for the very subjects that they need to teach. And we need to make sure that we rescue South African children from a failing public education system that is basically sending them to a lifetime of poverty and unemployment. And this ANC government needs to be voted out today. What is the solution? The DA has got a rescue plan to save children from this failing public education system. Number one, we want to make sure that children have got 210 days of full school days where there is focus on teaching and learning. We want to allocate 2 hours to reading for meaning and numeracy 1 hour in schools from early childhood development, grade R, and the foundation phase. We'll have systemic tests at grade 3, grade 6, and grade 9 to make sure that we improve the quality of learning in the classroom. The second thing that we need to do is to make sure that we appoint teachers that are qualified to teach what they teach. And we must upskill them so that they can teach skills that are needed for the economy by diversifying the curriculum so that learners acquire skills and education. They can go out and look for a job, be entrepreneurs, participate in innovation, and even access institutions of higher learning. The third thing that we need to do is to make sure that we keep learners in schools, curb learner dropouts, and by diversifying a curriculum, having psychosocial support for those particular learners in hotspot areas to keep them in school and make sure we go look for them is important. We've built schools in 65 days in the Western Cape. 2 months. We can use alternative models of technology and infrastructure to make sure that we eradicate pit toilets, we build labs, libraries, so that children get good quality education. Whether in Kailija or they are in Umbu, Cape Town, Soweto or Tshwane, they get the same best quality education.
Mambi, the cost of living in South Africa is out of control. Can you just quickly tell us what is the DA going to do when it comes to the high living costs here in South Africa?
The Democratic Alliance has solutions for the cost of living that is so high. As the Democratic Alliance, we will ensure that we increase the list of the items, food items that are zero rated in the VAT, so that people can afford more items that are nutritious, so that we can get rid of the situation where we have 27% of our children being stunted. So that is all done, and it has been it's a solution that is coming from the Democratic Alliance to say we have seen, we have heard all the cries of the people of South Africa, and we are saying some items, more items, must be zero rated when it comes to VAT.
Thank you so much, Mum Bridget and Bax, for being here today. South Africans need a government that put the people first and not the politicians. And the Democratic Alliance has a manifesto that will do exactly this. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Kwena must be somewhere around here. Kwena, show yourself. While we get to Kwena, Leolo, I have to see what is happening behind us.
Yeah, let's do that.